Hi everyone, welcome to our Residence and OneCard session. In a moment, we're going to bring in Robin and Courtney to speak about residence options. Following their presentation, we will invite Gregory to present about the Georgian OneCard. Before I hand it over to Robin and Courtney, I'd like to remind everyone that as part of the open house event, you can apply for free today. You simply need to complete your OCAS application today, November 14th, and make Georgian one of your program choices on the application. Once you're finished, you will log out, no need to pay anything, and OCAS will waive the $95 fee on the back end. They will do that on the next business day, and you will receive an email confirmation when that has been done. So make sure you take advantage of applying for free because everyone loves free stuff. So during the presentation, please feel free to put your questions into the chat box at any time during the presentation, and we will answer as many as we can at the end of the session. So without further ado, I would love to turn it over to Robin and Courtney, and take it away, girls.
Good afternoon, everyone. So nice to see some of you here today. I'm just going to move over and share my screen to go start through our presentation. All right, just to confirm, Emma, can you see my front screen of Get Ready to Experience Georgian?
Looks great.
Wonderful, that's great. All right, so welcome to the Georgian College residence for Barrie, Orillia, and Owen Sound. My name is Robin Glacier. I'm the Regional Sales and Marketing Manager located at the Barrie campus. And we're also here today with my colleague, Courtney DePonte. She's our Residence Life Manager. So everything in regards to student life, she's your girl. She's going to be handling our Q&A today once we finish the presentation, and OneCard as well. So I'm going to move along here and we'll get started. So why live on campus? First, I'm going to be speaking predominantly about the Barrie campus. Now, we are in Barrie, Orillia, and Owen Sound, all great options to help you with your studies and to live right on campus. We are directly affiliated with Georgian College, and we're here and ready to become your new home for the academic year in September or January. So why live on campus? Number one, the experience. The experience is like none other. This is your opportunity to meet new friends, build a network, and really have the convenience of being on campus, being able to get to your classes quite quickly, or also to be able to study in a quiet location, and with the Barrie campus having Wi-Fi included as well. It is a little bit different for Orillia and Owen Sound with the packages, so we can answer some of those questions at the end of the session. So your suite comes fully furnished in all of the residences with a double extended bed, so we do recommend queen sheets for that. Just make sure that you can tuck them under and be quite comfortable. There's a desk and dresser in each bedroom, and there is high-speed internet in Barrie. That does need to be set up in Orillia and Owen Sound, but we can definitely help you with that and point you in the right direction. There's a television and telephone as well within the Barrie campus, and there's also satellite television within Orillia and Owen Sound as well. So living right on campus, you get to enjoy all of the amenities because you're right on campus. So library, cafeteria, whenever the college is fully operating, you'll be able to have super quick access. All of the residents are also very centrally located from the highways, and also to your basic amenities of grocery store and anything else you might need as well. One of the other big reasons to live in residence is our residence life team. So these individuals are students just like you that work for the residence, live in the residence, and are here for you all day, every day. If you ever need to speak to someone, there's always someone available. There's also programming. So if you ever want to get involved, whether that's virtually or hopefully potentially personally, at some point, which will be great, there are lots of options. So our Residence Life team has created programming for virtual learning this year, but they're always available if you need someone to talk to or to point you in the right direction. They're a student just like you, and they're there to help. So some of our resident services, so we have been adapting to the Georgian College policies in regards to COVID-19 to ensure that we are providing a safe and secure living and learning environment. So for our deadlines, we do offer flexibility in regards to that for applications and payment options. Our front desk, we have minimized our physical interactions at the Barrie campus. The Barrie campus is the only residence that does have a front desk, but we do have resident advisors at the Orillia and Owen Sound campus as well. So again, if you need someone, there is someone there available for you to speak to. For housekeeping at the Barrie campus, we've increased our cleaning of our high traffic touch points, and also we have our non-essential spaces such as our kitchen actually in Barrie, and then also our laundry facility as well is available. Wi-Fi again is included at the Barrie residence, high speed. You're able to connect to all of your classes, which is great. So now I'm actually going to take you to your room. We're going to do a quick tour of the Barrie campus on our virtual tour. So I'm just going to stop sharing this screen, and then I'm going to select another. If you just bear with me for one moment, and then we'll do a quick little tour. And here we go. If I could just have Emma, if you could just confirm that you can see the virtual tour, the Barrie, we're just looking at the kitchen right now.
There she is. It took a minute to load, but it's good now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is exactly what your suite would look like. So within the residence at the Barrie campus, there are 2 rooms. So you only have 1 roommate, which is really great. You have your kitchenette area here, which with a convection microwave, full family size fridge as well. So if you do have dietary restrictions, you're able to cook as much as you want. You have your washroom over here. And then within your bedroom space, television is included, as we mentioned. So we're just going to have a little walk around, desk and chair, your double extended bed, and then there's tons of storage space as well. So then that way, if you're going to bring all of your personal items, you'll be able to do that and store everything effectively, which is great. So you would be sharing this with one person. You would have your own key to your room and then a key into your suite as well. Now we're going to go to the Orillia campus next. Just going to open up the screen here. Bear with me for one moment as it loads. All of these tours are also located online as well. So that way, if you would like to walk through it again, you are able to do so. Okay, and I'm going to open up my screen. So the Orillia residence is a little bit larger, and I'm just going to have Emma again, if you could just confirm that you could see the Orillia. Awesome. Okay, so as you can see, this space is much larger in Orillia. You're going to have 3 roommates in this space. It is furnished, so you do have all of your, you have your television, coffee table, sofas as well. And then over in this area is your kitchen. What we love about the Orillia and Owen Sound residences is that you actually have a dishwasher. So you're able to use a dishwasher. You don't have to hand wash everything. And you have your stove, full stove, tons of storage, as you can see here, full family size fridge again, as in Barrie as well. And I'm just going to walk you over into the bedroom. This bedroom in all of the townhouses as well have lots of space. So you have a desk again, nice big windows, lots of natural light, and then you have your cupboard space over here. Within the Orillia residence, you do have 2 washrooms to share with everyone. So it's you're sharing with one other person, which is nice. Also, it is what else is a really great feature is that you do have laundry facility, which is just over here. So you don't actually have to go out with your laundry. You're able to do it right on site, which is great. So that does conclude the tour of the Orillia residence. And then for Owen Sound, very similar layout. We are going to be uploading a video of a tour to show you the space, and that will be located on the Georgian College website as well. So that does conclude the presentation for the residence. Any questions, please let us know at the end. And just want to make sure I'm good. Perfect. Any questions, just let us know at the end, and we will be available. All of the information is on the Georgian College website under residence for Barrie, Orillia, and Owen Sound. And we hope to see you in September for your new home.
That's excellent. Thank you so much for that overview, Robin. That's really great. Before we jump into the Q&A, we are going to turn it over to Gregory, who's one of our ONEcard officers. And Gregory's going to talk to us about the ONEcard program and what it is and why it matters to prospective students. So take it away, Gregory.
Alrighty, let me just share this screen. Okay, we're all good, great. All right, so hi, I'm Gregory, I'm the ONEcard clerk. Just gonna jump right into it. So the ONEcard is basically the one card you're gonna need on campus. It's your student ID. It's also a bunch of things depending on the campus you're on. For a list of specific campus-specific uses, you can find it on our website. It's GeorgianCollege.ca/ONEcard. But overall, it is your student ID. It's going to be your athletics card when you're on campus. In Barrie, it is your bus pass. It's your library card too. That's a really important thing, especially while we're doing services remote. Students need their ONEcard barcode number to access the library's online resources. So basically, whenever you have an assignment, if you need to get to a scholarly article or a book or something, you're going to need to get library access first. So that's a very important reason to get your ONEcard as soon as you can. As soon as you have a Georgian College login, you can request a digital ONEcard. It's print services, so any printer on campus you can use. You can use it for hourly or daily parking. But if you want to get monthly parking passes, you could do that through Georgian Parking. It's not associated with ONEcard. And then you can use it to buy food on campus and off campus, pretty much anywhere on campus. And then we have a bunch of off-campus vendors. You can again find those at GeorgianCollege.ca/ONEcard. And then Georgian stores, just a note, Georgian stores only accepts ONEcard in person. So right now, if you're ordering books online, you're going to need to use like a credit card or a Visa debit. And so Georgian doesn't have a, let me see if I can move this, there we go. So Georgian College doesn't have a traditional meal plan anymore. Instead, we use ONEcard Flex dollars that allow you a lot more convenience and options. So you can load as much or as little as you want onto your ONEcard. And then it rolls over from semester to semester. It doesn't expire. So as long as you're still a Georgian student, you're never going to lose your balance. So there are recommended amounts for depending on how much you think you're going to eat in a semester. Again, it's just recommendations. You can put however much you want on it, and that's on our website as well. But it's showing right here. Right, and the money you can money you load in your ONEcard can be used at any of our partners. I think I mentioned that. You can find our partner locations list on our website. You can also follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I think I have my tag. Oh, sorry, my cat just jumped on my lap. We have I think I have my tags at the end of this presentation. So we do remind students of the vendors we have. Sometimes the vendors will do special promotions, give extra discounts. So stay tuned on our social media. Just one of the three. You'll get all the information there. So yeah, you can use it on and off campus. So to load money onto your ONEcard, it's pretty easy. You can do it through GeorgianCollege.ca/ONEcard, basically where all the info is. You can use a credit card or a Visa debit card. You can also do it through online banking for certain banks. I think this is a list of the banks you can use. And then it doesn't have to be just the students topping up ONEcards. Family and friends can do it too. They just need your 9-digit student number and then the first 3 letters of your name. Again, that information is just on GeorgianCollege.ca/ONEcard. Can you tell I really like you to go there so you can sign up for your ONEcard as soon as possible? There's just an overview of the site loading up some money on the ONEcard. That's the library barcode I was mentioning earlier. So once you get your ONEcard, even the digital ONEcard, we have a mobile app now. You'll see a barcode number at the bottom. It looks a lot like your student number, but it has an extra digit at the end. That's what you'll need to get library access. Yeah, the #1 tip is just, request your ONEcard as soon as possible. There's only really 2 of us in the office doing all the ONEcard stuff, so it's easier for us and easier for you if you just set that up as soon as possible, so that once you start your classes, you'll have access to the library's resources and you'll have your ID, so you can just start taking classes without a hitch. And yeah, we hope to see you at Georgian soon. First remotely, and then hopefully in class or in person soon.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Gregory. Thank you for that. I laughed when your cat jumped on your lap because my dog's been poking her face in the room all day. So it's good to know I'm not alone.
Yeah, mine's been crying outside my door for a
Yeah,
while.
pets are bothering us while we're trying to run this event from home. So that was too funny. Thank you so much to Gregory and Robin for their presentations. That was excellent. We've got a lot of really great questions that have come through for both residents and ONEcard. So I'm just going to fire right through them. Robin, do you have a preference between whether you or Courtney answer the question, or are you just going to tackle them based on the question?
I'll be doing the question portion.
Awesome. Okay, well, you know what? You're first up, Courtney. So Jenna is wondering, how do you select who is in each dorm?
Yeah, great question, Jenna. This is probably one of my favorite services in the operations side for residents. So it's essentially kind of like online dating. So once you get approved for residents, you'll set up a profile. You'll fill out some preliminary questions about your preferences. You can write a little bio. And then essentially you just kind of shop through everyone else that's coming for residents, and you find some other folks that you would want to live with. For Barrie, you'll be looking for 1 roommate. In Orillia and Owen Sound, you'll be looking for 3 other roommates. Once you find those people that you feel like you're compatible with, you select them, they select you, and then you're good to go.
That's fantastic. What a great system. That's great. A couple people are looking for clarification on Wi-Fi in Orillia. So they're just saying, to be clear, it's not included. So if not, then what are the rates? Do we have like an approximate estimate we could share?
I don't have an approximate estimate for the internet pricing. So the internet and television is separate in Orillia and Owen Sound because they're more of a traditional townhouse or apartment style, depending on which campus you're attending. So your rates for residents are for that full 12 months, again, because it's kind of that longer term, the different style of living. But you would get a package through either Bell or Rogers with your roommates. So it usually works out to a pretty decent deal for our students.
That's great. That was going to be my next question, is which service providers, but you just answered that. So Bell or Rogers, that's great to know. Someone is asking if there is a pet policy in residence and what that might be.
Yeah, so all 3 of our campus residences are pet-free zones, with the exception of registered service animals. If you just reach out to myself, we can work through that process, or fish in a 3-gallon tank or less.
Awesome. Fish in a 3-gallon tank or less. I like that. So Abigail is wondering if you could share a little information about application dates for residents. So when should she be applying for residence?
Yeah, so if you're looking for residents for this upcoming winter term, our applications are already open right on the residence website. And then for our academic year, so if you wanted to come starting in September, those typically open up about the first week of March is usually a safe bet. So if you hop on the residence website, they'll be open then.
That's great. Okay, perfect. So open for January, and we're looking at about March for the September intake. Perfect. So Shanti is asking, do plates, cutlery, etc. come with the furnished residence, or do students bring their own in?
Yeah, so students would bring all of their own small items like that. So your plates, cutlery, shower curtains. We just provide the actual heavy pieces like the furniture and the appliances.
That's perfect. Thank you for that clarification. This question, you kind of touched on it in your earlier response when someone was asking about how you pair people, but this person is saying, if you have a family member going to the same residence, can you request a room with them? I imagine it's yes, but I'll let you expand on that.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have siblings, cousins, folks like that that do select each other as roommates. So whoever you would like to live with is totally fine with us.
Perfect, perfect. And I know Robin touched on this in her presentation, but someone is asking, just a refresher, what size are the beds?
Yes, so they are extra long double beds in Barrie and double beds in Orillia and Owen Sound.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, the questions just keep coming in. So someone is asking, are there stoves or ovens in the Barrie residence?
Yes, so in suite, you just have your microwave, fridge, and you'd bring in whatever small appliances between yourself and your roommate that you feel like you would need. So those toaster ovens, kettles, things like that. And then we have 2 stoves right on the main floor in our common kitchen next to the laundry room. And that room is always open 24 hours a day.
Okay, that's great. Are hot plates allowed?
We allow the induction hot plates. So
I
nothing
see.
with an open coil, as long as it has the automatic shutoff, that works for us.
Perfect. That's great. And then someone is asking here, are there any residence options available for a single parent with children?
So on-campus residence is likely not the best place for what you're looking for. So for folks like that, we recommend that you go to placesforstudents.com using the number 4, students.com. And that's typically where you can find all of the off-campus housing options in the area that might be a little bit more suitable to what you're looking for.
Awesome. I just threw that URL in the chat there. So www.placesforstudents.com. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to give you a break for a moment, and we're going to go on over to some ONEcard questions for Gregory. So this first question someone is asking is, do you have to get a meal plan if you're on residence, or is it optional?
It's entirely optional. So there actually isn't a meal plan. It's just kind of you load up however much or however little money you'd like to on your ONEcard, and then use it as you see fit. So you can put 0 on it if you want.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you for that clarification. And Jenna is asking, Gregory, does the bus pass apply in Orillia as well, or is it just for Barrie?
Bus pass is just for Barrie, and it is not currently running for the coming winter semester, so it won't be running January through May.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. And this question, I'm a little puzzled by it, but Gregory, maybe it'll make a little more sense to you. The question is, can you load the card through e-transfer? Oh, I imagine they're asking, can you e-transfer money onto the card? I think that's what they're asking.
So, as far as I can remember, you can't use e-transfer. There's only, so while we were remote, there's only online banking. So like selecting a payee, the similar way to how you might pay your tuition. And then there's, through our website, you can use credit card or Visa debit. When we're in person, there are a couple more ways. There's a couple machines around campuses that you can load actual cash into. And then I think the Barrie campus bookstore will take payments, but no e-transfers.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for that clarification. This person is asking, how do you use the ONEcard for food outside of campus, like grocery stores? I know you had mentioned there's a list of partners on the ONEcard website. Is that the best place for that person to go to see where those off-campus locations are?
Absolutely, yeah. So you'll go on GeorgianCollege.ca/ONEcard. It'll slightly change your URL, so I'm not going to rhyme it all off to you, but you can press where to use your ONEcard, and then you can choose your campus, and it'll show you all the places. Though you won't be able to use it for groceries. It's mostly restaurants, because they need a device to be able to read the ONEcard, and for grocery stores, it ends up being a lot of devices, so that because they would need it at every cash register. So just restaurants.
Fair enough. Okay, perfect. I have responded to that person, and I've just reiterated that URL there in the chat so that they can go check out the link on our website and go see where all of those off-campus locations are. And I think you touched on this in your presentation. This person is saying, when should you sign up for your ONEcard if you're planning to come to Georgian fall 2021?
Fall 2021, so you started in September.
Yeah.
So ideally, you'll have your at least your digital ONEcard set up before you start your classes. By that time, we might be in class. I'm not entirely sure, but you can request your ONEcard, so start submitting your photo for your digital ONEcard as soon as you get a Georgian login. So as soon as you have like a Georgian email and then a password set up.
Okay, perfect. That's great. And then Alex is asking, can you load any amount of money on the ONEcard? I know you said you could load $0 if you wanted to, so could you load $5,000 if you wanted to?
I'm not sure there's an upper limit. There's no minimum for Visa debit or credit card. There is I think either $1 or a $10 minimum if you do it at the bookstore or through the machines. But as of right now, there's no minimum, and I don't think there's a maximum.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, we're going to give you a break for a minute, Gregory, and we're going to switch back over to Courtney for a few more residents' questions. So Courtney, this person is asking, can you have one roommate in Orillia? Is that an option?
So not typically, no. So there are 4-bedroom units in Orillia and Owen Sound, so you would have 3 other roommates should we be full. Obviously this year we have a little bit of a smaller intake just based on the number of students that needed to be on campus. So there are some folks that have a little less than the 4 people in their unit, but typically plan on having the full 4-person unit.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. This question, I'm not sure about how it's worded, but Courtney, it might make a little more sense to you than it does to me. It says, what are on-campus residence fees? And could they be available for 2 months? I'm wondering, maybe is this person asking if they can stay in residence for 2 months?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where we're going. So I have this year's fees. Next year's haven't been released yet, but they're typically in and around the same. So get your pens ready, but it's also on the website. So Barrie this year was about $7,400 for 8 months. Orillia for 12 months was about $7,900, and Owen Sound for 12 months was about $7,500. So plan for it to be in and around there.
Okay, and these fees are available on the website, you said, right?
Yes, as well as the options as to how to pay and break down those large numbers.
Okay, cool. I'm putting it in the chat right now for anyone who wants to take a look at that. Okay, so let's see here. We've got lots of questions still coming through. So someone is asking, oh, this is a good question. Someone's asking, do a lot of mature students live in residence, or is it mainly students right out of high school?
We do have some more mature students that live with us. We do have a predominantly first year kind of demographic, but especially in our Orillia and Owen Sound campuses, we have a lot of folks that stay there for their full 3 or 4 years. Once they're in, they're happy and they just want to keep staying. We do have some returners as well as some mature students at the Barrie campus as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. This question, it's a ONEcard question, but it's kind of for Courtney, to be honest. It says, is the ONEcard for residence access too? So I'm guessing the person's asking, is it like a fob that gets you access to residence?
No, so you get a separate key card for the residence.
Okay, good. And someone asked, is residence only for first year? And I think you just kind of answered that, and that no, it's not. You can stay in residence in your second, third year, etc. And this person is asking for a little bit of clarification. They're saying, to be clear, the residence in Orillia and Owen Sound is for 12 months, question mark?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. And Briar is asking, are there common areas in the Barrie residence?
Yeah, so each floor has a lounge space that's typically open. As of right now, we have them closed, but they're typically open to you folks. There is pool tables, foosball tables, couches, places for studying, and then the common laundry room and kitchen as well.
Fantastic. Gregory, we've got a great question here for you from Alex. So Alex is asking, can you add money onto your ONEcard at any time?
Yes, through the online methods, you could do it at any time. The Visa debit and credit card methods are instant. The online banking, I think, has to be manually accepted, so it might take a day. Yeah, but the Visa debit and Visa debit and credit card ones you can do anytime, and then it should just appear right in your account.
That's awesome. Thanks for that, Gregory. We're going to go back to Courtney now for a few questions. This is a really great question. Are there transgender/LGBTQ plus resources when it comes to residence?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do offer gender neutral housing at all 3 of our campuses. So that's an option for you. And then we put our resident advisors through about 2 to 3 weeks of training. And some of those include LGBT resources and how to best support. And then through our programming, we partner with Georgian Pride, we partner with other services in the community so that we can make sure that all of our students, including our LGBT students, have a safe space and feel supported.
That's fantastic. Thanks for that. It sounds like a really inclusive approach, which is fantastic. Abigail says, are glass hot plates allowed? You've already kind of answered that and said only induction hot plates. So I think we've got to check for that question. Mitchell has a good question, and I'm going to take a little spin on it. Mitchell asks, are there pots and pans for cooking supplied for us, or do we need to supply our own? And I imagine Mitchell's referring to those common sort of oven stove areas in the Barrie residence, because you've already mentioned that in the actual dorm room itself, those things aren't provided. So what about in those common areas?
No, so in those common areas, students bring down whatever it is that they need. So you just bring the items from your suite.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's see here. I've got a question for, oh, it looks like Gregory already answered in the chat, which is fantastic. Someone was asking about discounts paying with ONEcard versus cash, and he's answered that, so thank you. And then Gregory, this person's asking, is the ONEcard linked to Owen Sound transportation at all? I think you've already answered that, which would be a no. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, it's just with Barrie Transit. Although depending on where you are, sometimes I was speaking to a student who lives in London, and their transit system will offer discounted passes if they show their student card. So it's not directly through ONEcard, but there may be a chance you can get a discount. It's worth checking into.
Perfect. So Courtney, someone is just saying here, which I think is fair, they're just saying, to clarify, at the Orillia campus, you will have 3 roommates and the dorm comes with a full kitchen and an oven and a dishwasher, along with laundry in the room. And then in Barrie, it's kind of like you've got less folks in your dorm room, a smaller kitchen, but all of those amenities are available to you in a common space. Is that fair to say?
You nailed it, Emma. Yep, that's
perfect.
perfect.
Awesome. So thank you for that person in the chat who wanted to clarify that. This is a great question. I think the person probably saw the beautiful Orillia the beautiful Orillia residence, and they're saying, can I live in Orillia if my class is in Barrie?
As long as you're an enrolled Georgian College student, you can. Depending on your classes, I don't know if I would recommend that if you need to be on campus all the time, just based on driving yourself to and from campus. But as long as you're an enrolled Georgian College student, sure.
Awesome. Okay. And this, as a plant lover, this question gets me. Are house plants allowed in the dorms?
Unfortunately, only fake plants.
Okay, only fake plants. We have just a few minutes left, so I'm going to try to get through as many questions as I can. This person says, is there mixed gender housing? And I believe you said it's all there is gender neutral options?
Yes, so you can live with whoever you'd like to live with.
Excellent. This person is asking, do you have to stay in residence your first year?
No. So residence applications are first come, first serve for all folks, no matter what year. So if you're interested in living in residence, apply early so that you have priority that way.
Okay, perfect. This person is asking, so are Wi-Fi and the bus pass the only thing excluded in the rates that each individual has to pay for Orillia, or are there more services they should be aware of?
From a residence perspective, no, everything is included. So your water, all of that, you just need to get your internet, your transportation, and your food.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, they keep coming. This is great. Do second year students have priority for second year residents? Is there a priority put on those folks?
Nope. So we treat everyone the same. Applications apply first.
Great.
You will get a heads up though if you're in-house. We will send you a reminder email, so that helps.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. And this question here says, do you need to reapply to residence in Orillia after the 12 months are up? That's a great question.
Yeah, so anytime that you want to stay in residence, so if it's Aurelia and Owen Sound and you want to reapply for the next 12 months, or in Barrie, if you want to stay for the summer to bring your term up to 12 months, you would just need to apply every time we open the set of applications. And again, we will usually remind you once you're in-house.
Okay. This question here, you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think maybe we're looking for a little bit of an expansion. So this person is saying, if we're choosing our own roommates, would that allow for accommodating transgender and non-binary residencies? So is there, do they self-declare that at any point during the application, or how does that work?
Yeah, so we let you share whatever you would like to share with incoming folks. And so when you're looking for roommates, we put you into two different pools essentially. So you sign up to either look for single gender housing, or you can opt to be included in the mixed gender housing, so that you're only looking in a pool of other people that are looking for the same thing. If you want to go through that process, that's great. But if you'd rather that we just pair you up, same as for everyone, we can do that as well. But we give you the option of kind of looking for what you're looking for first.
Okay, perfect. And does that process apply to Barrie, Aurelia, and Owen Sound?
Yep, same across the board.
Awesome. Okay. And this is a good question from Briar. So Briar's asking, if you choose to stay in residence, so I imagine she's referring to from year 1 through to year 2, how do you secure the same room, or can you?
So in Aurelia and Owen Sound, because it's 12 months, we try not to move you because there would be that 1 or 2 week period. So we would only move you to a new room if you selected roommates that are in another room and they're all already in house, and it makes most sense for you to be the one that moves. So in Aurelia and Owen Sound, it's a lot easier to secure the same room. In Barrie, you can make a request for the same room, but if you're staying from September to April and then you're not coming back again from the next September to April, that 4 months of the summer you would be moving out. So we don't necessarily prioritize keeping you in the same spot, but if you want to make a request for it, we can definitely try and accommodate putting you back in the same spot.
That's great. That's great. Shanti is asking, do the windows open at all?
They open probably about an inch or two in every building.
Perfect. Okay. And I'm not sure if you can answer this, but someone's asking, you spoke about Georgian Pride as an LGBTQ plus resource. Is there a website for those resources?
I believe that Georgian Pride actually is listed as a club right on the Georgian College website. And so that is usually where we get the contact info as well.
Okay. And then do you on the residence website have any of those resources that you referenced as it relates to an LGBTQ plus person coming into residence? Are those listed anywhere, or is it best if someone reaches out to know more?
Usually best if you reach out. We don't have any shortcut links for any of those students.
Okay. Would you be comfortable if I responded to this person and just put your email address? Would that be okay? Fantastic. All right. So we have one question left, and I've got it right here. So someone is saying, are you required to pay for residence for the whole year? What if you decide not to continue halfway through?
So you would sign up for residence and select how you want to make your payment. Is it all at once, or are you splitting it up into 2 or 3 partial payments? And then we do have a cancellation policy. So depending on at what point in the year you're deciding to cancel and withdrawal, you may have some financial penalties, but all of that is outlined in your student residence agreement right on your housing portal, as well as on the Georgian College website.
Well, that is excellent. Wow, those were a lot of questions. That was fantastic, everyone. So the session is coming to an end, but I want to say a huge thank you to Courtney, Robin, and Gregory for joining us and for teaching us about residence and the ONEcard at Georgian. That was really fantastic. So thank you so much to everyone who participated and joined in on the session.